Yo, what's happening? Smoking with Too Tall, sitting next to me. Introduce yourself, drop your
Yo.
socials, all that.
No, what's good? It's Johnny Vargas. IG, it's just Johnny underscore Vargas underscore. And then my TikTok is underscore Johnny Vargas.
Okay, and your most recent single that you've released is titled Under That Bridge. Tell me how that track came together.
Basically, I just, when I moved out to LA last year, just the atmosphere is just entirely different. And I love just exploring, discovering new music. So I was like, let me just start to dive into like this acoustic sound. Like, let me just kind of learn more about it, because I love to sing. I started out rapping, but then once I heard that beat that I found, I was just like, I just wanted to sing on it. I wanted to express something different. Everything that I try to do always comes from the heart, and it was a real easy transition going from all the stuff that I was doing in the past just to this new sound. Just really found a liking to it.
Did you just go out to LA, or had you previously been out to LA before? Because I noticed that you worked with Dark Side. We'll get into that later. But had you been out there before, or what?
Oh yeah. So I've been out there maybe over 10 different times, but I was actually out there for about a year, like a whole year straight. So that was a crazy journey for sure.
What's your favorite part about LA?
It has to be the weather. I mean, there's just so many people out there as well. Like I met a lot of great people. Like there is a ton of different connections that you can have out there, which is the best part. Like it's just a big city. Like there is so many things for you to go do and just have fun and explore. So I'd say that's probably my favorite part about it.
So the oldest track that I could find of you seemed to go back to like 2021-ish, give or take. But were you making music before then? Like, what was your story? Tell me a little bit about like you come up from leading up to LA.
Yeah, absolutely. So me and my boy HD, he's a producer now, but we started rapping together in high school. I just loved listening to beats, and I would always send them to him like, yo, this beat's fire, this beat's fire, this beat's fire. And then eventually I was like, yo, let's just start recording on these. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, bro, like why not? Like you have the setup, like let's just do it. So we just started rapping, having fun, just talking about shit that of course we never did. But but that was a part of the journey. That's where it all began. If we never took that leap of faith of just having fun, fucking around, we would have never gotten to here. So it all started there, and then we started rapping together all the way until a little bit after we graduated high school. And then I was like, yo, like I think I want to switch it up a little bit. Like I don't think I really want to rap anymore. Like I want to start to sing. So that's when I was like, let's just kind of separate but still like be together. And he was like, it's all good. Like I'm gonna be a producer. I was like, fuck yeah, bro. So we just kind of became a team again in that way, in that aspect. Just let it separate to come back together stronger.
And is that why, like, there's so many, like, I noticed there's, like, 8 tracks on SoundCloud that weren't on your Spotify. Is that for that reason? Because they're more rapidy tracks, or?
No, it was just, like, at the time, like, I was still learning. So I was just like, I'm not gonna put something out that I'm not entirely in love with. Like, I felt like the quality wasn't there.
Yeah.
But, so it was hard because I didn't want to, like, limit myself. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I didn't want to make a fool of myself at the same time. So I was like, let me just post these just on SoundCloud. Like, let me just get rid of them. Like, I don't really got to worry too much about it. Like, start the journey here, and then once I find that sound, because I mix and produce everything myself. Well, I don't produce, but I engineer everything myself. So that was the whole journey right there. All those old songs. That was me hopping on the mic trying to figure it out. But I really couldn't have done it without my boy Craig. My boy Craig Nealand. He met HD. Freshman year of college, and he was like, yo, he's like, me and my boy, we rap, and he was like, oh, word, like I got a little studio. So we ended up pulling up, and then he actually showed me a shit ton of stuff. So without him, like Innate and Hunter, like none of this would be a thing. So I'm so grateful for those guys.
Okay, and tell me about, like, your just in general inspirations for the music and shit. Like, who'd you grow up listening to and whatnot?
I'd say the first person that I really was inspired by, like, had to have been Chris Brown. I just feel like the overall energy that he brought. I love to dance. That's kind of like the first intro scene of diving into like the arts like that. My dad was a big dancer, so I'd say Chris Brown was a big one. I loved Michael Jackson as well. Like he's just king of pop. Like you can't go wrong. But I mean, of course, all he had is controversial past and all that stuff. But I just fell in love with his music, and I loved the feeling and the connection that he brought to the world. He just wanted peace on earth type shit, and that's something that I resonated with heavily. But I'd say those two were the originals that really made me want to sing and actually show who I am and all these things that I have inside of me. But I'd say more recently it's been like Juice WRLD was huge because that was the confidence boost to like get me to want to express all my sadder emotions. Like everything that I was dealing with inside from growing up, like I was able to just release it and get it out that way. I found that connection with him. And then I'd say like Mac Miller. Mac Miller is a huge inspiration of mine as well, especially with the rap stuff. And then I would say like, like Post Malone, Russ, John Bellion. John Bellion was definitely a huge motivation as well. Like definitely a big inspiration. When I first saw him live, I just knew that's what I wanted to do forever. Like he really made it feel like accessible. When he was on stage just preaching all of us, he was just like, you can do anything that you want to do. Like the fact that I'm up here means that any of y'all can be up here. And I really took that to heart. I was like, this is what I want to do forever. He really, really showed me who I want to be and who I can become. So ever since then, it's just been go time pretty much.
So with all those people being like, inspirations on you, what do you feel you stand for as an artist? And like, what's the message that people want to like that you want people to take away from like you and your art?
Absolutely. I just want to give that love back, that connection, like, not feeling alone. I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, like a lot of people just feel so isolated and separated from how they connect with other people. And I feel music can be that bridge, that gap that can kind of remind you of self-love and remind you to share love, because we're all going through something. But I want to give back everything that music gave me, was just that hope, that faith. There's been so many times when any emotion that I've ever had, I've always been able to connect it back to music. And there's certain emotions that I think I've had in certain stories that I've, grown up with that, I could share that other people may relate to, so that's kind of where I really all want it to be. It's just show my story in a different light, and hopefully, people connect with it and get inspired as well. Because I was that same kid that just didn't know what he wanted to do with himself. And, I felt that there was something great inside of me and I had to get it out one way or another. And, music ended up being that for me. So that's what I want to do for others. Just really, really show that you can do it. Just like John Bellion was saying to me. It's just like, I felt like he was speaking to me. It's just like, that's what I really want. I want people to feel inspired.
And where did you say you originally come from?
I'm from Manchester.
Okay,
I'm from right from the 603.
Okay, word. And so you had an EP with Delta Fade, as seen on TV. That was about 5 tracks in 2023. Tell me a little bit how you got tapped in with Delta Fade and all that, and how that just came together.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to my boy Jake is next. Shisco as well. Shisco knew Jake, and then he kind of introduced him to me. I was like, oh, this kid's super talented. So once I got tapped in with him, I was like, yo, bro, like where do you record? Like, how are you getting all this stuff done? Like, I love it. I love the sound. And he was like, oh, my boy Delta Fade. And I was like, all right, bet. Like, I need to talk to him. Like, I love, like, Jake is such a talented artist, and I think they complement each other so well. Like, they really do a good job of expressing their emotion and, making a beautiful sound. So I was like, I got to get in with him. So finally I was able to get in touch with him. I got his number, and I was like, yo, let's cook up. So we made a track, just, messing around, having fun. And then eventually as our relationship got, we got a lot closer. And I can say he's like a good friend of mine now. I was like, bro, like let's make an EP. Let's do it. Let's just do this every week. I'll come by. We'll just make a song, and if we like it, we'll add it to it. If not, we'll keep it. We'll drop it, whatever. And then we just ended up having fun with it. That's pretty much all it was. We just fucking around, having fun, talking about stuff that we've been going through, and it ended up just being such a special project. A lot of people that I showed was really like, yo, like, this is you. Like, this is you right here. And I'm so grateful for Fade, because, he was able to, tap into that emotion for me. Like, he was just able to give me that comfortable space and allow me to create something meaningful. So, yeah, that was to say, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and you were on another Delta Fade project as a feature. You were on track 6 of his project, Religion of Peace.
Yep.
That was in 2024. Was that like an old track that he just had in the vault, or was that something that you made that was new? How'd that happen?
So he came to me and was like, yo, like I'm dropping a project, and I want you on it. And I was like, absolutely, bro, I got you. So I pulled up, and he already had the entire song ready to go. I just I just went and plugged in and, just came up with a quick little verse for it. And, well, it's technically like almost like, excuse me, it's almost like just like a hook. But, yeah, he just hit me up and said, I needed you on this. And I was like, I'd be more than happy to do it, pretty much.
And did you come up with the name of for the track, Gordie Howe Hat Trick?
No. That was all him. He's a creative genius, man. He's so outside of the box. Like every time we talk about, music, and he always says, he's like, bro, I just love making these track names. It has like nothing to do with the track, but it just creates this aura, like this vibe. It's just like, why is it called Gordie Howe Hat Trick? But he knows that I love hockey as well. Like, I got the cap on right here. Like, I love hockey, so it was really cool that he wanted to do it and he wanted to call it Gordie Howe Hat Trick because as we were coming up with the name for our project, he was like, yo, like let me just like look through my list of ideas that I have for all this music, like of all these upcoming projects I want to have, and he listed a shit ton of stuff, and it just was all so out of the box. And then he said that one to me a while ago. But then he ended up kind of just rolling with it for this track. He I think it was like the beat that he called it that, and then we just ran with it. So,
how'd you get into hockey? Did you used to play it, or like where's that come from?
That's from my brother. That's from my big brother Adam. He played hockey. I played football. I wanted to play hockey, but my mom was a single mom. She couldn't afford to pay for both of us to play hockey. Like I would get all the equipment. Those leagues are no joke. It's expensive and. But yeah, that's all for my brother. He played. I loved watching him. There's so many wonderful memories that I have of going to the ice rink early mornings, watching him skate, having fun running around the arena as just a little kid. Like, so hockey's been in my family for a long time because of him. And me and my brother don't have the same dad, but I'm pretty sure also played hockey, and just throughout his family, like on that side of things. That the passion's the hockey is a passion for all of them. So, and it was, luckily I got the gift too. I love it. I love everything about it. I only played like one season in middle school on like the middle school hockey team, but yeah, I'm just a big fan.
Okay, and for your cover art, all of your cover art stood out to me in like one way or another, but the one that really drew my attention was the one for Trauma, which came out in 2023.
Yeah.
Kind of had like a Fist of the North Star, JoJo's kind of inspired cover art. What went into coming up with that cover art?
I don't know. I was like, when I made the track, I knew the cover had to be special. So I just was like, well, what could I do? So I have this app that I use. So I come up with all my ideas there. I basically just went in there with AI, and I just kind of was just like, this is what I want the image to be inspired by. Just like plugged in a few words that I felt represented the track very well, and it spit out that. So I mean, obviously, I went in there and I tweaked it, changed a lot of different things. Added certain details. Took some things out, but that's kind of where it all came from. There's really no other ideas behind it. I was like, this is what I want the emotion to be inspired by, and it popped that out, and I was like, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
How big is your vault of unreleased music?
I have a lot. I have a lot of stuff.
Have a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I'm pretty upset with myself, but at the same time, very grateful I made the decision to not drop a bunch of my stuff. I just felt I had so much to offer, but like I said, I felt the quality wasn't there, but it really was. I was just looking down on it and just thinking that, I didn't believe in myself at the time. So, I just kept working. I was like, I'm going to keep working. And then that's when all this stuff that I started to drop came out. So I was like, this is the time. So I have a lot of stuff in the vault. So that's why I actually plan on just getting rid of all the music that I made that I never dropped, once a week on SoundCloud. I feel like that'd be a great way to just drop it all. Like, it can be really intimate with, all the real ones out there that, that really do support me. They'll, I know that they're going to go find it. They're going to go listen to it. And, if they appreciate it, I think I'll really find that true fan base because they're going to love that journey. At the end of the day, I could drop next week and, the song could pop, but, all my day ones, that's who I really want to do it all for. And I think that that'll be a great way to get connected with them is if I just show exactly who I was, all my flaws, all the things that, I felt that were, missing from the music component. It's just like the perfection that I had that I didn't feel that was there, that'll be a great way to kind of give it all back. So.
Okay, and one of the tracks that stood out to me was Chapter 2. So is Chapter 1 unreleased?
No. So no. That song was just I decided to name it Chapter 2. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure that was just what the beat was called, and I didn't really have a name for it. So I was like, I'm just gonna run with Chapter 2. Like it's cool because it does create that question. It's like, oh, is there another chapter somewhere? Like what is this about? So I like being able to just have those questions be popped in people's heads. It makes you think about it. It's like, what does this really mean? But no, it was just the name of the beat, and I was like, I don't have a name for it. So
yeah, and that was one of the 4 tracks that you dropped in 2024. Were those the 4 tracks I'm referring to is My Way, Chapter 2, White Noise, and Changing? Of those 4 tracks, what's your favorite?
That's a tough question. I'd have to say Changing, just because that song was so emotional and powerful, because in that time frame that I made that song, I was going through a lot at the time. I was kind of just dealing with, I didn't know where I was meant to be. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt so suffocated. At the end of the day, I love where I come from. I love this city so much, but I just started to separate from it. I just didn't feel connected to this place anymore. And that song really showed a lot of the pain that I had and the vision that I was having. I wanted to go out, be in LA. I wanted to go to the big city, and I wanted to try to, make everything happen out there, at least just grow at least. I needed to go do it for myself. And that song gave me a lot of the courage and really showed everyone that I know closely, just this is how I really feel. Like this is what I want to do. This is my everything. And I'm willing to, make this sacrifice and leave home and go do this. I showed a lot of my family, and I think it really showed what I want, and it really brought that belief into myself, and everyone who listens to that song just can understand what I was going through. The belief started to go into them, and that's when I knew that song was really powerful. Other people started to believe in my story and believe in my message. They understood why I wanted to do it, and that was the big thing.
And the cover art for that track, did you shoot that? Because I saw like outtakes of it on Instagram and shit. Did you have that? Was that in LA or was that Manchester?
That was in LA. Okay. Yeah, that was really cool because I had an idea. I had that vision in my head for that cover art. I was like, I just want to be behind some green leaves. Like that's all I saw in my head. And I was like, I'm gonna go out and do it. So I literally just hopped out of my house, literally went not even 30 seconds down the street, saw that bush, and I just was like, it's perfect. So I just went out there with my tripod, took a bunch of different pictures, and came up with that one, just edited it myself, and I was like, this is beautiful. So
okay, and after you dropped the EP with Delta Fade, what was it, As Seen on TV, you followed that up with the track Cold Hearted. Tell me more about that track.
Cold Hearted was a special one for me. That was one of my favorite songs I ever made. I'm very grateful for Benzo. He produced that beat. Shout out Benzo. When I met Benzo, I was like, bro, we got to get a track together. And he sent me that beat. And I was like, this is perfect. It was actually, I made that song the night before I left for a little trip out to LA. So I was really excited about that one. But that was all about, my past, relationship that I had and all the emotions that I felt from it. It's not my fault that I'm cold hearted. It's because I went through something. And but at the end of the day, I have a big heart. I always choose love at the end of the day. But that emotion came from a lot of the loss that I had from that relationship. It really inspired a lot of the music in general. That's a lot of the woes that came from it. That's where that track came from, just a past relationship.
Do you ever feel like because you drop so infrequently, it allows you to have time to self-reflect and think about like those relationships and then like put that into your music?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point. That's entirely true. I do want to drop more frequently, but the fact that I do it when I feel that a message that I want to convey, like when I want to put it out, I get to, and I do get to be able to reflect on it and think about, a lot of the different things that I've come through and, how I want to elaborate and, create a song. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a lot of if I just get a feeling for it, like I'm just gonna make that song. If I hear a beat and I get inspired by it and it connects into a certain emotion that I have inside of me, you know, I'm gonna display it. So yeah, I would definitely say so.
So how long have you been out in LA, you said?
I was out there for about a year, literally a whole year last year.
So since you had some time out in LA, what is it that you love about you know, being out there, and what is some shit that you hate about being out there?
I loved being closer to my brother Shisco. Me and Shisco have a very special relationship. You know, we love to pick on each other, but we love to, you know, bring each other up. You know, that was probably my one of my favorite parts of being out there was being with him. You know, without him, you know, he really did show me how to believe in myself and not take shit from other people and just be like, bro, believe in yourself. Like, you can do it. So having him back around was very, very important to me. You know, we had a very special relationship. And then obviously, you know, I was with Darksight, you know, Woodrow TV, you know, Woody, shout out Woody. So I got to build a lot of great relationships, you know, and get connected with everybody out there. Of course, the weather, beautiful. Loved the weather. Every day was nice. But some of the stuff I hated was it's just so expensive, bro. It's so expensive out there. Traffic's obviously a pain in the ass. You know, there's certain areas I live like just outside of downtown. Like, you know, it could be dirty. You know, it could just be really gross. Like, you know, there's a lot of people out there, and it's hard to maintain. So I'd say like that was definitely the one of the worst things about it was just. It was gross.
And so, what is some things that you've noticed since you were an artist, you know, over here on the East Coast, now you've been on the West Coast? What are some of those differences that you've noticed industry-wise? Or even going to the studios and shit like that?
Yeah. I don't know. There's like this different type of aura. I mean, it almost has this like fake it till you make it like type of aspect to it, which, you know, I totally understand. You know, everything's an image. At the end of the day, you know, everything is a brand. And I feel like that's a big thing that's really pushed out there is, you know, how do you want to express yourself? And I think it's just always everything needs to be bigger and better over there, which, you know, I totally understand and I could totally appreciate, you know. But, you know, I feel like the difference is over here. It almost feels like raw. Like it's just like everyone's grinding. Everyone's, you know, going through it, you know, over here. Everyone wants to get over there. So it's almost like you get to kind of see like the behind the scenes stuff over here. And then you get to see all the stuff that like wasn't shown over here. And then it's all the way over on the West Coast type deal. It's like all the blueprints, you know, is all back over here. But yeah, I'd say that.
Okay, and do you see yourself like staying out in LA then, seeing those differences, or do you ever see yourself going like, I don't know, Midwest or something else?
I don't know. I mean, I really did enjoy it, my time out there. I think if I went back, you know, I'd really want to do it differently. But I don't know. It's kind of tough. I really don't want to look too far into the future. I'm really trying to worry about right now. And right now I'm here. So it's like I'm going to take that and run with it wherever I go. But the plan right now is to go over into Boston. I'm going to push everything over there for now. Try to get even like over into New York more. But I would go back to California. Totally would. I think I really learned a lot. You know, I understood more of who I am and, you know, what I want to, you know, offer. And also, it's like it's a grind. It's a grind. There's so many people out there doing the same thing, and it's competitive. Like you really gotta want it. Like you gotta be a dog. And I felt that, you know, I didn't have that like killer instinct almost. You know, I just love making music. So I feel like if I went back, like it had to be a whole different mentality, whole different you know, whole different me at the same time, but I'd still be the same. But no, I think right now it's like I'm just gonna be happy here, you know, enjoying myself here, you know, and then, like I said, get down to Boston, try to make shit happen pretty much.
Well, you said you do some things differently. What would you do differently?
I'd say I do a better job of, you know, going out and meeting people, just being a little more confident. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I you know, I believe myself. I know what I'm capable of. You know, I do have that confidence in me. I just felt like I almost didn't like fit. I felt like I didn't fit the idea of like what LA was. It just was like, you know, I don't know. It's just so different over there. You know, me and Shisco talked a lot about it. You know, you gotta kind of really put yourself out there and do different things that, you know, you may not want to do. And I felt like I didn't want to change in that aspect. It's like, I want to stay true to myself. Like, I want to do everything that I want to do. And I felt that at the time, you know, I just didn't understand, you know, what that really entailed. But I was like a lot of the stuff that I was promoting for like Cold Heart and stuff, I just loved going out into my city and just shooting my song, you know, and, you know, doing simple stuff. Like, I don't need to do all these crazy different things. So I feel like if I went back, like, I'd really want to just connect more and just really show who I am and like be more personal with people. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I was just really good at just, you know, showing up, you know, showing who I was, but I really wasn't like, this is me, you gotta work with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like trying to hustle. Like, I was like, yeah, this is who I am. Yeah, I'm an artist. Yeah, just vibing. So if I go back, you know, I just gotta have that killer instinct pretty much. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay, in terms of more so you like your lifestyle and shit, when you were promoting, I didn't write it down. I don't know what song you were promoting, but you were playing like MW2, Call of Duty type shit. Do you game often? Is that something that you do or you used to do anything?
Yeah. So I'd say I've been a big gamer. You know, me and all my brothers. You know, we all love to play video games. All my friends. You know, there's so many special memories and moments that I had playing video games. So it's another way to release, another way to do it. You know, I love going on Call of Duty and grinding and just, you know, shitting on kids like that. That's the best. But you know, as I've gotten older, I feel I'm a little bit washed now. But
yeah, me too.
But this new Call of Duty I've been having a lot of fun with. So excuse me. Yeah, I'd say with that, I was like, you know, I just want to, you know, get a little more personal. Like, just show me playing a video game. Just you know, and everyone like was anticipating the song, so I was like, oh, let me just have some fun. I was like, oh, I'm just playing COD, you know, while everyone wants a song to be dropped. Like, just have some fun with it. Just, you know, show that I understand that everyone wanted that song to come out, but, you know, I'm just chilling, playing video games, having fun at the same time. So I was just having a little fun, just messing around.
Makes you seem more relatable too.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of not everybody, but a lot of people play video games, especially as artists. You know, we have so many. You know, music is a great outlet, but you know, we all need other stuff at the end of the day. You know, but. Yeah, I'd say video games is a great way to show it.
And then I seen you also on some promo shit. It was some Chipotle little skit. You was promoting Grand Pixie or Grand Pix off of that Delta tape.
Yeah, Grand Prix. Yeah, I was like I said, I was just getting a little intimate, just showing who I am. Just I'm a regular person. I fucking love Chipotle.
What kind of food do you fuck with in general?
I'd say I don't know, all of it. Anything pretty much, but I'd say like my favorite foods at least is like, you know, like I love cereal, I love sandwiches, you know, I love burgers, you know what I mean? Like I do like American food, but like, you know, I love Mexican food, love Spanish food, anything that tastes good, you know, I'm down to eat it. I used to be a picky eater.
Really?
Oh yeah, bro. I was bad.
Chicken nuggets and shit.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was bad. I was a real picky eater. Like, it was tough to eat vegetables, but I like them now. But the only way I could eat like broccoli and stuff was if I had ketchup on it.
Okay.
And everyone was like, "That's disgusting."
That's crazy.
Yeah, everyone was like, "That's gross," and I was like, "The only way I could eat it, I liked ketchup." So I was like,
I used to put ketchup on scrambled eggs, yo. But people would say that shit crazy.
No, my stepdad does that. Hey, it was the way to get my veggies in. I needed it. I was a young, growing boy, but ketchup on eggs. I do that, especially on my breakfast sandwiches. I love ketchup on my sandwiches. So,
did you have any standout food spots in LA?
That's the one thing that was one of my favorite things about it as well. Was there was a shit ton of stuff that you could go try. So many different places to go try some great food. There's a restaurant called The Home. Yeah. Me and a couple people went over there, and food was absolutely delicious.
What kind of food was it?
They had a bunch of different stuff. Okay. But they like tacos, and they had like short ribs and stuff like that. They did lots of comfort food. It's exactly what it was. But the atmosphere was really, really dope. It was like outside, like half inside, half outside. Like trees and stuff like that. I really, really dove into like Taco Bell. I was always at Taco Bell. It was right next to my crib. I was like, just go spend $5. Just go get a little meal deal. So, but no, I didn't really have any like crazy little spots that was like a hidden gem or anything. I was more worried about making the music and trying to do that on take care of my life versus go out and just look for food. But
okay, and since back to the music,
yeah,
all your drops seemed more intentional now that I've spoken with you and shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna ask you a little bit more about like the producers from the older like tracks and shit. You had some shit called The Routine that's only on SoundCloud.
Yep.
That was produced by Surreal and Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Do you know those people like in person?
No. I don't know them in person. I did talk to Surreal one time. I reached out, just thanking him and send him the track, but we didn't really talk really much more after that. But no, I found him on YouTube, and I just felt like a really good connection. I was able to express myself very well on his beats. He's a very talented producer. I worked with his beats a lot of the time coming up. Just felt like every beat that I clicked on, I was like, yeah, like I can get something in on this. And he definitely was a big pivotal producer and learning music. So yeah.
Okay, and then you had another one. It was produced by Young Taylor. That was Summer Friends.
Yeah.
Is that another producer that you met, or was that another YouTube?
Just another YouTube producer. I feel like everyone uses like those Taylor beats. You always hear his tag.
Sure.
You always hear his tag in people's beats. He's also a huge producer in the game, and he's definitely another person who's very pivotal in that journey as well.
And then lastly on the producers was Novell, which was on If I Only Knew.
Yep.
2023 release.
Yep.
Is that another YouTube producer type shit?
Yeah. Me and my boy were just chilling, and we were just smoking, and that beat came on, and I swear to God, I just pressed record on my voice memos. I freestyled. That is literally the freestyle. I just wrote everything down that I had on that memo, and then just re-sang it, just did it take by take. But that was a straight up freestyle, that entire song. But yeah, he's just a producer that we just heard. I literally put YouTube on my TV and we were just chilling, freestyling, and that one came up. And yeah, a lot of people really like that song. When I performed that song for the first time, I was a little nervous just because I was like, it's the one where I'm really trying to push it. Like that was when Grustic recorded that. Shout out to Grustic. I heard myself differently for one of the few first times going into the studio, because I record everything myself. So that one was really, really special. A lot of people connected with that one. It was really cool seeing all the flashlights up and stuff like that. Getting a little intimate with the crowd, because that song was definitely another one that I had. Just from a past relationship. That was a lot of the emotions that I was feeling. And I don't know, something came out of me, just that, and I was very, 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 very grateful for that song.
Do you smoke while you record, or do you smoke while writing lyrics, or do you just like stay away from it completely?
No, so I'd say like it's kind of like off and on, but no, I feel like at first I would smoke, and then sometimes like I just would like get in my head, and like I feel like it would mess with my voice a little bit. Like I would hear myself differently whenever I smoked. I noticed that later on, but early stages, yeah, I would smoke all the time. I would definitely just, I'd roll a joint, roll a blunt, either or, and I would just go and just record and have fun. But then once I started really taking it seriously, I just was like, all right, like I gotta like lock in. I felt like I wasn't really present. So, when I record a song sober, I always feel like it's definitely a way better song. I feel like it just comes out better. But there's other songs that I've had that I feel like if I wasn't smoking, or the song wouldn't have been as good. Right. I feel like if it's all kind of in the moment type of shit. So if I'm smoking and a song comes out that it's fucking great, then I'm stoked. But there's no like preference. Like I don't go into it thinking like, oh, like I gotta get high before I record. I don't gotta do that.
Do you have a preference between joints and blunts?
I love a good blunt, to be honest. Shout out Shisco, my brother. He rolls some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. But no, yeah, I love my little cigarellos. I always gotta make sure a filter's in there. A lot of people don't like swishers and shit like that, but that I don't know. That's just like classic in my mind. Like that's just like I remember being a kid and just like first time I ever smoked, a blunt was at a concert, and he was like, oh, like it's a grape swisher, and I was like, this shit tastes fucking amazing. So after that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to roll, and yeah, that's how it kind of all started there. Because obviously, like there's like cones and shit like that. I love a good joint, but There's something about like rolling the blunt, sparking it, like it's something different.
It's a whole ritual and
Oh,
shit.
for sure, bro. Getting better at it, like, you know what I mean? Just like messing around, trying different stuff, like trying to see like how much you can fit, you know, in it. Like just it's
Especially with the switches too.
Oh yeah, because you know those things are kind of small. I mean, you can put a lot in it, but I always got to make sure that a filter's in it because those shits are harsh. Like that shit's harsh sometimes, so I got to make sure a filter's in it. But
do you are you into like strains of weed and shit? Like, what's your favorite strain if you do?
I do like take a look at it, especially when I'm going to like the dispo and stuff like that. You know, I'll look at it, but I don't really have any preferences. I feel like the first time that I really started caring about strains was when I had a Blue Dream cart.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was one of the best highs I've ever had. Like it was the beginning of smoking weed. So, you know, everything was crazy at the time. You know, you literally get like transferred to another world. It felt like sometimes, but no, I don't really care too much for strains. I like hybrids, and I don't really like crazy potent stuff.
Okay.
Like people love to just like have their brain get melted. I can't do it anymore. Like it just makes me so tired that we're like, I don't want to do anything. So I feel like more recently, I've enjoyed just like low percentage stuff, like just chill, like just be cozy. I don't need to be like drowned by it, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'd say it's very off and on, but don't really have like a preference. It's like hybrids. Hybrids are dope. It's like a nice in-betweener, so.
Okay, word. So tell me what's next. What do you got for upcoming releases or unreleased shit? Like, what's next for you?
Next is I'm gonna keep running with this sound that I do in like Under That Bridge. You know, I just fell in love with that kind of singer-songwriter style. And I feel like it's just a perfect vibe for this wintertime. You know, a lot of people, you know, everything kind of slows down in the winter. You know, I mean, there's so many emotions that I've felt and, you know, certain vibes that I've had driving around smoking and, you know, listening to music when it's all snowy out. And I feel like these next couple songs that I have are just perfect for that vibe. So I'm going to keep running with this singer-songwriter type of shit going on. Next song is going to be called Blue. It's going to come out next month. And then I'm going to drop every single week on SoundCloud, all that vault, all that old stuff that I was scared to drop as I was going through on my journey. But that's pretty much it. Just like keep grinding on the short form content. You know, just try to post every day as much as I can, and yeah, just keep learning, grinding, keep having fun. That's really what I want to do. So I want to grow. I also want to perform live way more. I feel like that's gonna be monumental in this year. I feel like this is gonna be a big year for myself and a lot of us. You know, I feel like everyone always says like, oh, this year's gonna be my year, and it's true. We all feel that, especially when the new year comes around. But I really do believe there's actually something special in this year. I feel like a lot of, you know, prayers are gonna be answered. A lot of that hard work is gonna pay off. So, you know, I'm just really looking forward to diving into it, you know, on a whole other level this year. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Do you have any shows that are already like planned or upcoming?
No, I've nothing lined up right now. I did have something over up north, but you know, it just kind of fell through, which sucked. I was like, always hitting them. I was like, what's going on? Like, we got a date. And they're just like, nope. And then eventually I was like, well, all right, like it's all good. I guess just let me know, I guess. I'm always looking to perform. I always have so much fun on stage. So
do you prefer performing in clubs or outside, or what kind of venues do you prefer?
Doesn't really matter to me, man. If there's a stage platform, there's a microphone, fuck it. Like I don't care. You know, I love having fun, you know, showing all that energy that I have, you know, getting the crowd into it. You know, I love smiling, so it's just like I feel like I can't help but just smile when I'm out there. I'm just like, oh, this is just so much fun. Even if the crowd's like dead or whatever, like I don't care. Like I'm having fun. Like this is who I am. You know, like I'm just gonna keep doing me, and you know, I'm gonna be out there having fun every single time. But yeah.
Okay, word. How long have we been going for? All right, word. You want to? I'll do an outro, wrap it up. Or is there anything else that you want to touch on, type shit, or promote?
If you're with it, I'll have you do some promo for upcoming releases.
Yeah, we'll just
Sure.
cut it up, send it your way, type shit. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll look like it's from the podcast, essentially.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. No, I don't really got too much. You know, I just want to I just want to thank you for having me on and, getting to kind of like show who I am a little bit more, on another level. Cause, at the end of the day, people who don't know me, they just see, me singing on social media. But, when, you get to do something like this, you really get to kind of learn who they are.
That's why we wanted to do it too, because I feel like we know so many talented people and shit out here. It's like nobody knows, like they know y'all, but they don't know y'all.
No, exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely appreciate that. I'm just excited. I just want whoever's watching out there to know that like you're not alone. Like just keep grinding. All these things that's going on in this world is crazy, and it's it can get stressful. But just believe in yourself. Have fun. Just keep pushing. Like if I ever quit, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be in this room. If I wouldn't be able to connect and accomplish that mission that I have with music if I just stopped. So you're in control of your destiny. So just keep grinding, have fun with it. Don't care so much, but care about it at the same time. You know what I mean? So
I approve that message. Get the Too Tall stamp of approval, and I appreciate you coming out here. Even though I was a little late, little 10 minutes late.
I was gonna say, bro,
what I'm
showing. I clearly see how much respect you have for me. Now I'm just putting it out.
Hey, so definitely go tap in with his music. Drop your socials one more time for the people.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you all. Instagram's Johnny_Vargas__. And then my TikTok is _Johnny Vargas. So yeah.
Word up. And I'm dropping mad music. I'm doing monthly releases starting February.
Let's
so
go
tap in with that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, y'all uplift yourself. Enjoy your day.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.